Hi, my name is David Goggins, and I'll be talking about the editorial, The Affirmative Action War Goes On. In my personal opinion, I would like to discuss first off that the importance of affirmative action is needed today. Maybe not in the future, but currently today it is needed. Maybe it might not even be needed in the near future. And the definition of diversity is a point of difference. Having different points of view, different areas of life to come from is very beneficial for anyone and everyone that is within that realm of influence. My main point I'll be discussing and supporting is that the current progress of the universities is actually working towards the right direction. I'll have 4 sub-points or supporting points. First, that the University of Michigan actually supports diversity, agrees that diversity is beneficial to the entire education that they provide, and also that they work towards that. They work towards more diverse educational environment. My second point is that the fear of the universities, that basically the editorial is describing that they fear that they are not using race as a factor. However, that's not true. It is a fact that they are using it. However, they are compromising on their environment of intelligence, I guess. Like for the University of Texas at Austin, how they use race as a factor in about 5% of their decisions, or not 5%, but 1/5, to make it a more diverse culture. My third point is that the University of Texas at Austin is actually not waiting to hear the Supreme Court's decision on this. They're not going to just automatically change their process. Yeah, they want a more smart group of people, but at the end of the day, they really are seeking after a more diverse, because they understand the benefit of a more diverse culture. And my fourth point is that the Supreme Court does not make temporary laws. Now, back to my first supporting point, the University of Michigan, they follow the laws and agree that diversity is good. The source that I'm using is actually an article that they have published, and they have expressed their thoughts and their feelings on this, and they believe that that the University of Michigan is really striving out for a more diverse culture. Their classes teach it. UNT's classes teach that diversity is a more important thing. It is an educational thing that benefits anyone and everyone that is a part of that circle of influence. My second point is that the editorial fears that they're not using race as a factor, or won't use race as a factor. Currently, right now, that is not true, and that the University of Texas, there's a study that shows that race is beneficial to the university, and the university itself does use race, they do use race as a factor in this process. My third supporting point that UTA is waiting to hear, just to be completely honest, I don't think they're waiting to hear what the Supreme Court is saying. They have a system in place already for years. They are following the system, and they believe right now that a more diverse culture is needed, and they are compromising their educational and environment, that the output of their graduates are not going to be as highly educated as other classes. They are using a 10% rule, that if you're graduating in the top 10% of your class, you're perfectly fine. But if you don't, sorry, Charlie. But they also are using race as a factor to make it a more diverse culture, more diverse environment, to help people develop socially, see different points of view, and all that other stuff. And my fourth sub-point is that the Supreme Court does not make temporary laws. The organization, or Chief Justice Roberts said the way to stop discrimination on the basis of race is to stop the discriminating on the basis of race. He was basically telling the organizations to cut it out, to stop it. This is my personal opinion, and he said he's agreeing that by saying that statement and kind of just doing nothing about it, is saying that don't be racist, don't discriminate on the basis of race, rather, make it a more equal opportunity for everyone. And within the organizations, they need to do it themselves. And so also the Supreme Court, and what Chief Justice Roberts is saying, he is supporting that the Supreme Court doesn't make temporary laws, they make permanent and long-lasting laws. And they're not supposed to be obsolete within maybe a half century or 50 years. And so my main point on this argument is that the current progress of the university is actually focusing more towards a diverse culture. And my points are the University of Michigan, their system is in place. They agree. They've done studies. They agree with what they're currently doing. And not using race as a factor for my second point, UT shows studies of this, that it is better, and they also agree in it that it is beneficial. And then my third point, that UTA is not waiting to hear. Again, they have a system in place. They're doing their thing. They're progressing in their education, and see the benefit of having a more diverse culture. They're sacrificing a little bit more of I guess the smarter breed, the top 10%, with a more diverse culture. And so, and also fourthly, the Supreme Court does not make temporary laws, they make long-lasting laws. Thank you.